We had said that a week ago, Georgia Tech had steamrolled Virginia, winning 56-20. There might be a hangover. Well, they didn't play well in the first quarter, trailed 19-0. They lead here at the half, and Steve Burns has caught up with Paul Johnson.
Coach Johnson, what was your message to your team at halftime? How do you win this game?
Well, we sleptwalked through the first quarter. We did a little better in the second quarter, but we got to run the ball better, and we got to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Let's go.
Kickoff for the second half to be offered by Jake Whiteclaw. Paul Kennedy, Keith Jones, Steve Burns on the sideline. Great to have you with us around the world today for ACC football. And that will be brought out with 35.
He has run this Georgia Tech offense quite nicely, particularly in the second half of the quarter.
Scored 2 touchdowns, including the one on third down, third and goal from the 10. And Lasky is able to gash Miami on first
on this yellow jacket offense that have already had plays of 20 yards or more this year.
And Senjin Days, who has been a quarterback heretofore, has also checked in. There goes Lasky, and he breaks through into the secondary, down to the Miami 34-yard line.
Georgia Tech in Miami territory.
Lasky with Got High and Smith now on the wings. And this is Washington, driven down by Anthony Chickolo, a sophomore from Tampa, so about the length of a football. On the tackle by Chickolo. Second down, Washington. Now the late pitch. Zenny down the sideline for the end zone. Touchdown Tech. That is 28 unanswered by the Yellow Jackets. They have fired up the engine on that Ramblin' Wreck. On is David Scully. And it's 29. There's a high for Paul Johnson and then spread option. We're set, and Johnson, this will be Johnson. Here comes the freshman to the center of the field, and he is tripped up. Nice special teams tackle. And again, so many weapons with so much talent. Higgins and James in the eye. This is James. And not much against the interior of Al Groves. Passing game, back in shape.
I go back to what they did in the first quarter. I'd run those same plays almost identically.
On the slant route, diving for the football, it's Alan Hearns, and it's ruled incomplete. Not a good throw by the quarterback. Crowd against him in Miami. The Kings truly need a first down on third down. Moore steps up, throws. Dorsett fights for that first down. Didn't have it when he made the catch at the 28. Earns it, battling through Brandon Watts.
He moves up in the pocket, delivers the ball first down.
And a quick snap, and Johnson finds a crease. 3 yards shy of midfield. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and are right back at it.
You asked me what Miami needed to do?
Yeah.
Just watch.
You're nodding your head as if I told you so. Miami's ready to go again. Johnson. Not this time, he'll lose 2. The sticks on the far side aren't even. He's caught only 2 passes today for all of 10 yards. See at the bottom of your picture. And he can't fly. They've missed him a couple of times.
But with Lewis out of the ball game, he becomes another threat.
He's got single coverage over there. Flush. Morris directing traffic. Running out of real estate, and he throws too high for the extras in his last 6 throws. From his own 45. On third down and needing a dozen. Blitz coming. He bought some time. Not enough on the completion to the 48-yard line. Scott is belted out of bounds into the Miami bench.
Dalton Botts has a sprained ankle. Jake Whiteclaw, the kicker, will now handle the punting duties.
Thank you so much. Actually, it looks to be Matt Gudis punting here. On the return, Jamal Golden. Golden on his feet. 40-yard line. Special teams here. Tevin Washington at the helm, the senior from Wetumpka, Alabama. He's going up top. Couple of completions today, and there is his third. In stride, Jeff Green, and he is inside the 5-yard line.
If you want to know
of
why,
the afternoon, first and goal, sends the setback for his quarterback. Oh, Walton, that's his third touchdown today for Tevin Washington. What an afternoon for Washington. You'll have an offensive line that has a collective nickname. You have to admire that. Scully with the extra point. And for Miami of this university, in every single play, Georgia Tech must pass calculus. Big Johnson tried to stay on his feet, couldn't quite reach the 20 pace for the ACC. Stutter step coming through off that left side for Mike James.
coming in.
Yeah, his career.
I don't want to tackle him.
He's so strong, so powerfully built. His 7th carry today, right at 31 yards. But his team is in a very big hole midway through the third. Can Morris get him out of it? Throwing deep down the sideline. He's had one pick today. He can make every throw. Just trying to get him with experience, his 21st game today, to be able to play like he practices. Be able to think a little quicker, make the effective plays.
Johnson will check in for James
With a fresh set of downs. And you can see how they load 8 in the box, don't they, and try and
well, they look
disguise
like they're trying to bring pressure from here, too. Let's see.
Lock him up in Jamal Golden. He starts up. The throw goes to the far side too high for Philip Dorsett to handle into a Sun field. About 4. Behind the running of that center, Shane McDermott, the redshirt sophomore from Lakewood. Eisen cross, the defensive shot. They run the bunch up top. But first downs are precious. Miami, 4-man rush. And they hit the first down. They carry Tevin Johnson, able to fight through and earn the very first time the senior touches the football.
5th catch on the year for Johnson, but he was in that bunch formation.
Georgia Tech had 12 men on the field. They didn't get the 12th man off. No flag coming. Helmet comes off, however. Atochu, the linebacker. We have the video of it. Take a look at the bottom, and there you see, KJ, right at between the 40 and the 50. Player coming off as the ball is snapped. And Paul Johnson knew it too.
But I'm going to tell you, though, Paul, there's some leniency in that rule. I mean, once the kid gets outside the numbers and it is a sprint to get to the sideline, I don't like that call.
But in defense of Al Golden, he's reaching right now. He's against the ropes. He knows it. He needs something here with 7:40 remaining in the third. The video evidence was out there. The ball was snapped. There were 12 men on the field.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Miami has charged the timeout.
See, that's that leniency that they've got to give them. They didn't make the call on the field. You got to let it go.
Help me with
He's
this.
Not going to affect the play.
Just help me with this a moment. One more question for you. Was he on the Miami side of the field when they snapped the ball, or his own? Doesn't matter in your view.
Doesn't matter.
Well, that cost Miami a timeout. That does matter. If they're able to, in somehow, some way, get back into this game, tighten up the score. Trips in that bunch. The package to the right side, toss sweep out that way, and Johnson cannot get a block. All that help, and Atochu is right there along with Tevin Johnson. No relation, by the way, to the freshman in Duke Johnson. Blitz coming. A lot of heat. Flag down, however, far side of the field. This catch is made by Tevin Johnson, his second. And now we'll go back to Georgia Tech. It's third penalty in the afternoon. First and 10 from the 22. Had a lot of time to check down and find James. James is belted forward by his big tackle.
Here comes another flag.
20 seconds of counting away from our fourth quarter. First and a long way to go, as you see. The shadows growing long. Morris throws the slant, contact at the 3-yard line. And obviously, it was a collision with Rod sweeping the corner.
It's second down.
Was that an intention to impede, or were both players
Ball's not catchable.
headed for the football?
Ball's not catchable.
And thus no flag. Second down and 15. The 12th play of this possession for the Canes. A little hitch. Everybody covered. Morris the other way. Guns. Well, Hearns tried to get his feet down and could not. He was open on the far side of the field at the 5-yard line. Too much on it. Setting up the screen to him. Cuts back for a block. Duke lunges to the 12-yard line. That's about 4 shy of the first down on the golden tackle.
Better look again, Paulie.
He did get it. First down. The very first alive this season by Georgia Tech on the ground. First down from the 12. On the slanting coverage, broken up at the 2-yard line for Dorsett.
Nice read on the ball.
They had confidence that Dorsett could come up with the catch. This time James looking for running room. Ducks under to the 6-yard line. We will say Miami. This is the 16th snap for the Canes. Backside pressure. He looked to throw. It's rolled incomplete. As he is taken down on the 17th play. From 23. Jake Whitelaw. The snap, the spot, and the kick. And at least Miami off this marathon march is able to put something on the board. Their first points for the Canes since our opening quarter. Today over in the Georgia Dome. This will be Coach Curry's final season. At the helm here will come Orrin Smith. Knocked down at the unanswered, and their quarterback, Tevin Washington, graduate student from Alabama, 3 touchdowns today, all on the ground. Hard running, Zach Lasky. You like a number of these key contributors for Tech, former walk-on. Right at 50 yards today on 6 carries, just under it. And he'll get the first down himself and work over that interior before he's pushed back. Johnny Paul, the middle linebacker, on this team program. That's the story there. Got high, starts in motion. Tailback is St. John Davis, and the quarterback will take the hit after 1. Shayon Green popped in the 31-yard line. How tough is it, KJ, and you were an option quarterback at one time, to take the hits that Tevin Washington does?
Not worry about the bumps and the bruises and the strains and the pulls, and just keep doing your job.
He has gone over 2,000 rushing yards in his career today. Lasky on this carry into the 1,000-yard rushing season. What's coming? He's got to get it away. He throws, and just before he hit the sideline, and the pressure from Nantimbo Fenderis. The sprinting was Fenderis, trying to dial up the quarterback.
Well, everybody on the edge, and then they got through. It came from the backside.
The punt. And he'll be kicking to Philip Dorsett. He started right, goes back left. As if he hooked it with the 7-iron. Closed the face of the glove. It was headed this way. How does it end up 53 yards away in the other direction? So much of it there. The 3 running backs are James, Johnson, and Clemens. Got them all out there for Washington. James spins out of those tackles up to the 27-yard line. Eisen Cross, the defensive tackle, didn't quit on the play and comes on the quick strike capability. And there goes Johnson. They're going to stretch it to the far side. Morris throws the slant through the arms. A very catchable ball for Philip Dorsett.
That's one that Morris wishes he could have back. That would have been a difficult catch.
Yeah, you're right.
But you got to be able to dial that one back down a little bit, give your guy a chance.
Running between the tackles for James, trying to pick up this first, and it looks like they have
the field. So the players decided to wear number 40, a different senior each week, to honor Burnett.
Scott, thank you, Steve, up to the 47-yard line. And Paul Johnson was telling us yesterday, Morris, that's a tough catch by Darren Dye, or rather Clive Walford. Walford, the sophomore, holds on to it in front of Isaiah Johnson.
Walford, another in the long line of Miami tight ends. 6'4", 248, size, strength, and a little bit of speed.
Close to 300 yards passing by Morris. And maybe still another first down for Mike James. Game summary. And that ground attack has made a huge impact on this game.
But how about Miami's counter of that ground attack? Look at the yards per play for both squads. Miami's run 14 more. Big numbers for Morris. 3 rushing touchdowns for Washington. There's the architect of that Miami offensive line.
They've done a great job today. Art Kehoe owns 5 national championship rings, a part of the great Cane tradition. And throwing for Dorsett, and he misses what would have been a second touchdown to him. And oh my goodness. Big Art, been at the U 28 years in this game. Credit to his decision making and the protection up front. 8, belted by number 8, Lewis Young on Duke Johnson. The play for Eduardo Clemens in his ear hole. 3 receiver formation. Georgia Tech loads the box. Here they come. Morris throws back to make the great catch. Is Rashawn Scott at the 15-yard line. He went up the ladder with Sweeting draped on him and comes down with the football.
Scott voted the most improved offensive player in spring ball for Hurricanes. That is a great catch.
In business early in the fourth quarter.
Not a fancy route right here. Get off the line of scrimmage, a little pirouette, get some distance, and then concentrate on the ball. Nice delivery by Morris. Nicely done.
Here today, Morris, a career high 320 yards, and he's found a wealth of receivers.
8 different Hurricanes have caught a pass,
including Scott with that sensational 3rd down conversion. It's 1st down and 10, just outside the 15-yard line. James, the set man, takes it off the counter, gets a block. Still on his feet, 5 for the end zone. He reaches, crosses the plane, and scores. What a phenomenal effort. What a great effort by Mike James. Fighting through Tech defenders.
Runs right out of a tackle right here and then just keeps working towards the goal line. Gets that ball over there, crosses the plane, ran right through.
Lifted the ball toward the goal line, but you be the judge. Is it in? Is it over that plane, KJ, or not?
I say yes.
On the hit by Isaiah Johnson. And the officiating crew and review will be looking at our pictures.
See, the ball's up there, no knee on the ground.
How did that ball not come out when it hit Johnson's helmet? That is leadership by example by Mike James. Fighting his way into the end zone. Jake Whiteclaw out of the hole. Pumps it home. A touchdown separate the two. Miami has rallied in the fourth quarter. And it's their senior captain and Mike James who leads the way. Haven't we gone back and forth today? in Atlanta, 19 by Miami. We are told that's the biggest deficit Georgia Tech has faced in the first quarter since 1978. And they responded.
And those 3 points by Miami, the only 3 points given up by this Tech defense in the second and third quarter combined of all games.
13 minutes, 41 seconds of football to be played. Orrin Smith, who knows what to do with the kickoff return, bursts through. He's all the way up to the 39-yard line.
3 rushing touchdowns here. Polaris, hardest working player.
Looks to pitch, cannot, wrapped up by Anthony Chickalo. That's his third tackle for a loss today.
And again, this Miami defense playing in Georgia Tech's backfield, much like Georgia Tech has done occasionally in the Miami backfield.
A lot of penetration. Washington, maybe a yard. This time Olsen Pierre, his first stop. Number 91. And here is Stevensby of this game. It is 3rd and long for Washington. Miami desperate to get the ball back, blitzes. Washington throws incomplete. The pressure was coming from Tyrone Cornelius. The
late flag. A late flag in the
Tech with new life. Near midfield. A huge goal. That holding penalty. Got high. Tiptoe across the midfield stripe. Washington again, and the pitch to Orrin Smith. Being stretched out, support coming. He'll lose yardage. Deion Bush, a freshman, got there first, number 2. That's Duke Johnson's roommate back in Coral Gables. It's quite a dormitory pair, those two.
They're certainly not going to be doing much at night because they're going to be tired. As much playing time as both of them are getting. Nice job by Bush on the outside.
Orrin Smith in the slot. Washington looking his way. Looks to set its feet. Now he'll be wrapped up. Down he goes, and it's Chickalo still again. On 3rd down, and this time Georgia Tech will have to punt.
Working on the backside, just keeps coming and coming and coming, and then gets on the front side, and down he goes.
And Sean Poole will be kicking to Philip Dorsett. That young man wearing number 40, the senior Tyler Morgan, will snap it to him. Miami was coming.
Nice kick.
He hammers this. And the catch is made 4 yards into his own end zone. Comes number 4. Looking to get a block to the far side. He's out to the 20. And a big hit at the 25-yard line. They're pulling them apart from each other. And there's a flag, by the way, all the way across the field, laying but right on the 15-yard line.
No.
Ludicrous? I think our producer is Dave Barringer. Gary Clinton headed to see.
Where's Casey in the Sunshine Band?
Following the illegal contact from behind. Morris from his own end zone. And again has an open receiver in Dorsett. And frustrating for Dorsett. This is on a career day, by the way, in which he has thrown for 320 yards. 322, actually. Hemmed in Washington. Try as he might, no getting away this time from Euclid Cummings for Mike James. And we've seen him to walk from the secondary.
Keep your eye on the bunch formation up there.
Into the box. On 3rd down. 4-man rush. Pressure coming. Throw made. Dorsett, first down, 32-yard line. That was laid in brilliantly. Right over the top of Brandon Watts, who was out there trying to cover a wide receiver.
Well, evidently Steven got a little upset with my earlier comment, because you're exactly right. You can't throw this one any better.
And you saw Corey Carlson coming up too in support. He split the defenders. Room to work now. A 1-possession game. 8.5 to play. Miami mounting a comeback. The throw behind the intended target, Walford, who is, after the whistle, wrestled to the ground, and there are the flags. And That is just the third penalty committed by Paul Johnson's Yellow Jackets.
Watch him right now. Yeah, I'm going to I just fall with him.
Who can take a chunk out of Grant Field in a hurry. As Miami works near midfield. Morris three-step drop. Everybody covered. Now needs some help. He throws and sliding at the 35-yard line is Devon Johnson, and that's ruled a catch.
I think all of them have been here in the second half.
There goes the dig. With a stiff arm to the 1-yard line. Oh, they'll mark him out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4.
We've seen him get in there in traffic and almost get out of it. This time he does get out of it. Does Johnson.
32 yards. How's that for a big chunk?
Isaiah Johnson on the tackle.
Driving to what would be the tying touchdown. Is he coming? Look at all those gold helmets stacked in there. Tight to the line of scrimmage. Morris throws the slant. Too hot to handle on the backside. Intended for Scott. Miami a perfect 3 for 3 so far today in the red zone. James finds the end zone, but there's the whistle prior to the snap of the ball.
Is it delay? Let's see.
Again, Mike James, the senior, is the running back. He stays in for protection. They throw to the far side. Far too high for Devon Johnson. And Morris is kicking.
Georgia Tech, I'm in field goal safe. I'm looking for a fake here.
Ryan Williams, the backup quarterback, is the holder. They put it down. And he missed the field goal. He missed from 22. Jake Whiteclaw, only the third miss of his career, and he's held the kicking chores for 3 seasons at Miami. A chip shot. There is such a thing. Exhausted if they can. Tevin Washington, tremendous afternoon. 3 touchdowns rushing. Pitches here late. Running room to the 32-yard line on Tony Zennon. His team came out storming in quarter number 2. Now can they put away Miami? Lasky wrapped up, taken down. The line of scrimmage. Shayon Green from Tifton, Georgia. 13-12.
Too fast.
Tevin Washington snaps it and hits it up inside. Does Lasky. Chickalo's had tremendous third down for Chickalo and that defense. Can they chase the Jackets from the field? Lasky fighting for the first down. A key carry. And Johnson cannot bring him down.
This is
this ACC showdown. Why not Lasky? Sure-handed, secure with the football. They're showing you here how much they trust him. It aided us tremendously. Second down. There goes Smith on the big pitch. Lowers his head to the 49-yard line. Chickalo is playing sideline to sideline today. What an afternoon by Miami's number 71.
Now, he has been all over the field, and a good portion of it in Georgia Tech's backfield. Couple of 3 tackles for loss, a sack.
Lasky in the backfield. Got high shifts. Another shift trying to get the Canes to jump. Play clock. Down to 0. Timeout taken by Paul Johnson. Just trying to get a return some way on this punt. The tumble, fair catch made at the 8-9 yard line by Dorsett. It's the 2-minute drill. You got 1 timeout. You are 91 yards away. And you need 7 to send this into overtime. Recall Virginia Tech was able to drive on Georgia Tech in Blacksburg on later tonight.
Keep everything in front of you, rush 3 or 4, drop everyone else, or do you try to put some pressure on?
3 hands on the ground. The throw is short. The catch appeared to be made by Johnson at the 21. That would be a first down to momentarily halt the clock. Hence, Miami's right up to a look from our camera position. It clearly appeared to be a catch.
Remember, the ball can touch the ground. The ball touching the ground does not make it a non-catch. It's does the receiver control it, and or did the ground help him control it? And clearly, he's got both hands around that football. That's a catch.
And so, Jed Fish, the offensive coordinator, in the middle away. He needs 6 and the extra point. 4-man rush, throws the slant route, hits it to Johnson. Johnson upfield, 49-yard line. From the 40, blitz coming. Hot run again, 24, to midfield. And the 41-yard line. Rod Sweeting gets it. If Logan Thomas and Blacksburg, Frank Beamer are watching, they have seen this before. That was a very catchable ball that was very nearly intercepted. This one was not more to play. 3-receiver package. 4 Jackets come. They set up the screen. Johnson trying to get away. Stays on his feet. Flag down, however. There is a flag along the line of scrimmage. Check that. Not a flag. It was a shoe that came
had an opportunity for more yardage. A little too anxious.
James. This time there is a penalty marker that hits the green grass at the 29-yard line. An historic Grant Field in Atlanta. A lot of time to throw. Toward the end zone. And it's incomplete. Philip Dorsett.
He thought it hit the ground. Let's get a look at it right here. Yep, it did. See, the ball hit the ground before it got to it.
Snap it.
Correction, it does not start.
No, it's an incomplete pass.
Yep, you're right. I apologize.
Here comes the blitz. Morris throws. There was contact at the 7 that will draw a flag on Rod Sweeting. Sweeting on Dorsett. Not catchable.
Well, you can't judge that here because he was, see right there, he slows him up so much. You have no idea if you could get to him.
And right on the contact, and again, the field judge guns that yellow handkerchief. And it's 1st and goal from Miami. This drive started for Morris back at his 9-yard line. What a march by the Giants. Get into overtime on the road in Atlanta. To James, another touchdown, an extra point away with 27 seconds to play. Miami has driven the length of Grant Field.
Little screen dump off right here, right up the middle.
And shades of Lane Stadium, Blacksburg. Now the critical extra point by Wyclaw, who missed the field goal earlier. Did you see that stutter step?
He took a stutter step. You're exactly right.
Oh, my goodness. And kickoff return. Along the ground. Banging around to him. And he's tripped up at the 18-yard line. Hustling special teams by Dallas Crawford.
Nice play by Crawford.
On 1st down. From the 20-yard line, Washington skates to the 30-yard line. Now Georgia Tech has a timeout to time in the ACC just ahead from Bobby Dodd Stadium and Grant Field.
Tails is the call. Tails is the call. It is a tails. Defense. Go defense. Miami has won the toss and elected defense.
Well executed.
Miami, of course, hoping for a stop, turn around, and gives their kicker Wakefield an opportunity to boot one through. Here comes Scott High. Pretty good dash on 1st down, wasn't it? 12,
right. You take the ball first, you hope you don't have to kick the field goal.
Lasky pounds it, 7-yard line. He's upstairs. For Paul Johnson. 2nd down. Inside the 10. Washington, the big pick, Zenon. Inside the 5. This will be Anthony Chicolo, who has led the way defensively. 3 tackles for a loss, 7, and all digging in. Miami can earn a fresh set of downs to the 2. And it appears that Washington, Tevin lowering the head, has driven for the 1st down.
And again,
spotted down.
Ooh, Rutro Gorge.
That much. You take the 3.
You take a timeout.
You have 1 here, and he's going to burn it. Timeout taken.
A gamble, no question.
The Canes dig in. Washington, Smith and Lasky behind him. He carries. He may have been stopped cold. He may have been and stop Cole. He stutter stepped back. Miami believes they've stuffed it.
Miami needs to be careful because remember, he only needed just a little bit. Eddie Johnson
down the line. Does he earn the first down?
Great job by Johnson to get his head in there.
And it does not appear to be a first down.
Wow.
How about that for Miami? Stunned are they in Atlanta.
Watch number 44 right there. Nobody blocked him. Nobody blocked him.
That's the top ground attack in America, stuffed by the Hurricanes. Needing the length of a football. 42. James. Brought him but a yard. Swarmed under by T.J. Barnes. The ACC title at season's outset. Can Miami go 2-0? James still again with daylight. James for the end zone. Miami wins.
James and a carry and in for the score.
One of the great comebacks in Miami history. Miami has rallied to overtake Georgia Tech in Grant Field and win it in overtime. The fourth touchdown today by the senior and Mike James.
Miami 42, Georgia Tech 36.
He exploded off that left side.
You think during the week James might have been saying to himself, not publicly, but to himself, I'll show that freshman.
3 on the ground, 1 through the air, and 24 yards into the victory column today for the Hurricanes in Atlanta. And it's now 4 consecutive seasons that James and Miami have handled Georgia Tech. Explain that.
And again, with all to Al Golden and his staff, keeping these kids focused, keeping them in the 1-2 category, and then they come in here to Georgia Tech. 17 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, and they win in overtime.
609 yards of Miami offense. A hurricane strikes Grant Field in Atlanta. The early outset of this game, 19 unanswered in quarter number 1, and then dominance in the fourth and into overtime. Steve Burns is with a victorious Al Golden.
Well, Coach, what an emotional victory. Your kids really played hard. How'd you win?
That's a really good football team over there. That's a really good football team. Our kids hung in there. I think we're in excellent condition. They showed a lot of moxie. We got a lot of young kids that just played their tails off today. I'm no problem.
What does this mean to your program to win this game?
It means a lot. Come on the road in the ACC. Be down the way we were. They just keep... Oh, they don't know I don't hold up with a white shirt very well. Thanks, guys.
What was the key to winning this game, though? What can you put your finger on?
Well, I mean, we just hung in there, right? I mean, we went for the field goal because we thought we were going to stop them. So that means we believed in each other. We believed we were going to kick it deep, stop them, get it back. It didn't work out that way. Then we stopped them anyway, scored. And I just thought we would get them in overtime. I had complete faith, so that's why I played for overtime.
Hey, good luck getting the ice out of your pockets, Coach. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. His quarterback, sensational, 436 yards, a career day for him, and a remarkable comeback for the Kings.
And I think you've got to point to this, and the coaching staff and the kids can point to this as kind of a turning point for this Miami program under Al Golden.
All right, the Canes coming back. What an afternoon this has been for Keith Jones along with Steve Burns.